Hey guys, today I will show you how to design an infographic using InDesign. There are lots of options or platforms that you could use to design sidebars and infographics. Adobe has quite of a large spectrum for that, so you can either use Adobe Illustrative or Adobe Spark and even Adobe InDesign. Because we've covered Adobe InDesign quite a lot in this class, I'm just going to show you how to design an infographic utilizing this software. So let's begin with create new right here. We'll start with a new document, change picas into inches, and let's have this document 8 by 10. 8 by 10 inches in size. One page, we can start on page 1, and we don't even need any columns. Everything else could stay the same. We could actually change this to 0.5 inches for the margin. Let's link this all together and hit create. Now this is the page where I will design the infographic. So the purpose for today's infographic is to show a gender ratio in 3 of my classes. So let's assume I am interested in finding out how many male and female are enrolled in 3 of my classes. Now, obviously, I would need a logo for the male and female students. I have to design the logo and then figure out those numbers that I'm looking for. So let's start designing the logos first. And obviously you can purchase logos from online platforms, or you can design it yourself. I'm just gonna do something very simple, something that everyone recognizes, and not overcomplicated. So let us begin. First tool that I'm going to use is going to be under the rectangle tool. I'll click on the ellipse tool. So the ellipse tool is going to give me that round shape. I'll zoom in a little bit. That round shape that I need for my male and female logos. Now I clicked, dragged, and drew this circle. Make sure it looks like a circle and not like an oval. I'm going to change the point size of my edges to 4 points, and then I will need to click on my line tool to make sure, hold your finger on the shift key to draw a straight line, to make sure I have a line underneath it for the female sign. I'll keep it to 4 points as well. And then what I'm gonna do, I'll click on my selection tool and click on my line and do Command V to paste it. Whoops, why do I have a cross? I should not have a cross. I think it just remembered from Command C to copy it and Command V to paste it. Then I'm going to change the angle to 90 degrees and place it right in the middle, right here. So here we go. I now have the female logo. Now let's design the male logo. So I'm going to click on my shape, do Command C to copy it, Command V to paste it. I'm going to bring it close to my cross right here. And then I will need an arrow. Now the arrow could be a little bit complicated. So what I suggest is go back to that ellipse tool and this time click on your rectangle tool. And then in this rectangle, we're gonna change the shape of it using the direct selection tool. Click on the direct selection tool, and when it's ready, okay, there it goes. So, okay, come on. Okay, so now I am able to bring it in and make a shape, make an arrow out of it. So try to make it a straight arrow. And then change the size of it to 4 points. But before I move there, let me click on my selection tool, select Command C, Command V to paste this here. Let's change the angle of my line. Okay, so a little bit more on the top. I think it has to go more on the top. Okay, maybe somewhere there. Do you think it looks okay? So let's bring it in there. It has to be in the center, and it has to be to look like a male logo. So now let's bring this in here, and obviously you see that it's way too large. So I'm gonna hold my finger on the shift key and keep minimizing it and bringing it closer so that my shape is getting smaller, and position it, and there you go. I think I have a perfect, the angle right here is not too well, so let's change it. Let's move it a little. Now to change the angle of a box, you just click on that, select that frame, and when you have your cursor turn into two arrows like that, that's what you're gonna do, and move it until you feel like it's equal. So now I have it for one class. So let's assume this is class number 1. I'm going to click on my selection tool, click, drag, and let me see the whole size of my page. I think it's perfect, and I'll do Command C to copy this. Then I'll do Command V to paste this and place it underneath, and then Command V to paste it again and place it underneath. So make sure the sizing is okay. I think right now this is not in line. So there you go. Now I have these 3 classes of mine. Let's drag it down a bit more, and let's write in the numbers. So I'll have class number 1. For class number 1, click on your T type tool. Class number 1, I have, let's assume I have 6 women, 6 females. Command Shift period to enlarge that number, place it inside the box. And for man, for my first class, let's minimize this box a bit. Okay, Command C, Command V. For man, I have 9. 9. Make sure you center it, you place it in the middle of that circle, and you can place it perfectly in the middle. Now obviously I will have to bring in a couple of rules to just make sure it looks okay, but even visually you can see when the numbers are okay. Now let's take a look over the second class. For my second class, so you see what I'm doing, I'm just copying and pasting my numbers. For the second class, I have 11 females and 18 male. 11 and 7 actually. For my second class, I have 7 males. And finally, for my third class, I have 8 females and 19 male. Now you can be as creative as you want with these logos. So what you can do is actually either fill them with color or just have the outside filled with color. So let's assume we're gonna have this in pink because it's for females, and we'll have the logo for man in blue. So there you go. We can have this, apply color, and make it look nice. So something like this, and you can apply that for all your classes. Now I would have to indicate, remember with an infographic, it always has to be class 1. It has to be specific. where every category is obvious. Each category is obvious. You don't have to invent anything or assume anything. Command C, Command V to paste it. I'm gonna have my class 2 here, and then Command V to paste it, and I'll have my class 3 here. There you go. Now I can either place all of these in a separate box, or I just might not even need the box. What I could do is just type on my type tool, click on my type tool and type my headline for my infographic and just say gender distribution of class, or class gender distribution. Okay, student gender distribution in professor's class. Select it, center it, enlarge it in font size, bring it perfect, W, there you go. So here's my graph, guys. I hope this makes sense. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'll be happy to take a look over your projects. Keep things simple and just remember there's always an option that you can use to create your projects. And good luck with what you have to do. Remember, you have to save it as a PDF, but before you save it as a PDF, export it as an InDesign file. So go through the process and do File, Save As, just say Infographics, save it as an InDesign version first, and then Save As. Or you can actually do File, Adobe PDF presets, high quality print, and save it as a PDF document. Export and upload this document on Moodle for review. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.